Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and today, as I was looking through the current events on how Syria, basically has no president at this time because he fled, something came through to kind of go through on how Syria and how is it rooted biblically on how this huge change in time goes through. Now, there's something about this that you just can't run to and you can't run through. You have to sit and stay tall. So when I actually look at David and Goliath, I have to say how the stone truly affected his mind to the point where rent can't be due. So how did that get to current date and time? It really was like a Jezebel. It really was like a figure. It really was an eightfold. It really was a tenfold manifest to all it be none. So when I actually look at the Bible, it really was instructions on what to do in these cases that came through. And cases could be relevant, it could be relative, it could be relativity, it could be relative. It's a really old word meaning numerology. It could mean anything. It was whatever was pertinent. So basically, whatever popped out on your gifts, your pertinence, that you couldn't run a rue on. So as I'm seeing this, we kind of have to go back. When I see the sands of time in this card and the increscent moon, which we just had the quarter moon come through, that it really is what an old coven word for reim, rebim, relim. And when I actually see how it played out in Syria of that picture of everyone on the tank, it means that a rent was well, a due was well, and a due well, due soon to go well, a gone well, to a son well, meaning a boy, a young boy. There's something about a boy in herbal. So when I actually look at this, that you have to say liberation was a must because I'm looking at it at this card, the intricacies and the industry that this fall, this card, the summer and the winter, the in between, the five of forces, fall was significant in the Middle East for October 7th. What went wrong? Is something with spring and autumn that you can't do anything. And I see the word DUE means like taxes due, um, leases due. It has to do with housing, something with housing. So when I actually go through this, and this card actually shows it's the Ark of the Covenant, I'm looking at the tent like they had at Roanoke, where it was guarded, like a safe was guarded. And when the wheel, the watermill wheel would stop churning and turning, and they actually had to have a conversation, no joke, in psychic mediumship, John Smith and Pocahontas in Roanoke Island. I have to say, where was the churning? Where did it stop? Where is the bread and the butter in the Middle East? Where was it safeguarded? Where it went to today, where Syria has no president sitting. It really is no treasure at anything at all. But the light of the world in reverse with the treasure in reverse means it was a stolen stole. STOLH, which means horse. So when I actually see horse, I do see the gelding. I do see a mare. I do see an Arabian, a white horse. I see that unicorn right in my face to where everyone wants me to go. Stop right there. because off the beaten path to a toll whirl, TOHL to a WHOL. Those are such old words that when you open up a book, that you actually go, where was this gibberish coming through? And I hear it was heard. It was like elementals, it was angelics, it was ancestors that was telling them there was something of this energetic field out there everywhere in the Middle East, why it's biblical. So when I'm actually seeing their like this energy is actually blocking me from saying it. It really is hard. This energetic field, let me try to cut away at it, that you can't see at it at all. I'm seeing the Torah, I'm seeing the Bible, I'm seeing the Dead Sea Scrolls, I'm seeing the Rosetta Stone. I see another stone, Babylonian. I see a clay pot. No planting, because I'm seeing this figure walk down a hallway, and I do see the pillars. It's more Greek than Roman pillars in the architecture. And he has a takeaway he gained with a stone and is tumbling with it out. The views of the ego is a mirror effect of a faceted diamond, like a diamond in the rough. Because the King of Keys can't even get it through hard enough to be the complete Archangel Michael. So when I actually see this, those two cards, the King of Keys and the Archangel Michael, there's no sword in the stone whatsoever. There's no wizardry. There's no makeup or master artesian artistry in reverse. So when they see them making naan or bread in the streets, that is truly detriment for them. Because in olden times, as they say, they were in a structure selling everything, not in the street. That would be considered peddling here. So when we see that Sangha community, it is a disrupt because this card, it means loving community. You can see this family diversified in this picture, the Eight of Roses, so sitting well that there's disrupt. This is against all will, wisdom, and mind that you just can't do. Ill-fated meeting. No, destined. It was written to meet a lot of people. So when I see the sands of time and I go about, you can't do sands of time. You can't turn it back. It's not Arabian Night. Again, the increscent moon. It is based on moon cycles. Think hard and deep. That is how deep society is, where they will break a contract based on how feminine energy is behaving. Is it up in the air or is that derogatory? No, it's so old thinking from everything that's happened that they're almost mind blown, which is an injury, that they actually can see clearly upon a look. They are almost savant-like at times where they go, no, just go. Clearing away? No. Where does that become impeded? And how is this still biblical? So when I actually am seeing it as biblical, I see a white book. I see the Mason symbol, but not a complete Mason symbol. It is white and glowing. It is going all about on a day of array. It's a type of bomb that you can't see coming. It is nuclear, but not nuclear. It is sun-based radiation. So is that scaring or fear mongering? It's really nothing. It happens every day in a solar eclipse. That's all you need to know. But if you are out there and you have sensitivity, you cannot be out there long. A 5 to 10 minutes feels like 5 to 10 years in your face. You become so hardened. They're so energy sensitive in the Middle East right now. Don't do anything out of the norm. You better be listening to everyone around you and listening to orders, because when I see the divine position in reverse, it is a paper like you're getting your military orders and a go about and a takeaway. That when I see this, the Oracle of Delphi, that means it was not prophesied to happen. It's not in any scriptures whatsoever. When I see this birth in reverse, it means it's a reversal node. So in psychology, reversal node means if you say yes, I say no, I go about, you be a day, I go array, I go crazy, and then I come back and I'm like, what did you do? So when I actually look at Hilarion, they might have actually gotten some answers on what to do and what to say over the last 8 to 9 years, because they're showing me 89 that you can't see it coming. You can't drop a bomb. You can't do a missile. You can't do anything over there without someone saying no, saying knock it out, and saying, yes, I already know about it. So let's actually look at the animal spirit oracle, because that vision actually came in strong with the way that the Bible for them came through. And why is it biblical in the current date and time? So we have Bible as the current book of instructions, like the Torah. And I don't know why I'm saying Torah. I hear new Aremarai, Aduntalania. So I see the rabbit, I don't see them actually hearing frequency and hertz. There was no sting, the scorpion in reverse. There was a hunting, though. There was a looking about like the crocodile. It was a rarity, a unicorn. The whale is like the plum, and in military, the plum is the detriment of all orders. You sit there and look at everyone and say, I don't want to do those orders. The elk is like the stag. The crow is per se the omen, but it's the go about order. The elephant comes charging, but it's not at least. Because when I see the owl, I actually go back and I say, how is the owl of Minerva related to biblical times in Syria? This one is a hard draw out. The vulture at it says, no, it is a gonch. It literally means that someone was doing religious practices, just normal day, anything, a call to prayer, and it happened. They weren't even expecting it, and they ran with it. So looking at this, it is a GAE giveaway. It basically was like a type of munition, but not black powder, not green powder. I'm seeing flour for bread, uh, like manna in the desert. And when manna came through in the desert, I'm seeing Abraham, I'm seeing Sarah, but spelt Sarai, that you can't see it coming, why children were at like like the stars. He had had children like the stars. So when I'm seeing Syria and children like the stars, I am seeing a coming in of children, a rearing, a teaching, a guiding, a must do, because it meant almost like a co-parenting, but not. It's really hard to draw out and get. For them, this was prophesied. 84 years is a prophecy. All right. When I see this, I see celestial beings and I see lovers. These are people who were literally murdered in cold blood in a time frame unknown to be a Don, a leader, a boss, but they would not rent out. And it affected Syria to this day, 84 years. There's something about that. This is a runaround, Sue. It came in so hard, like a herd of cattle, of animals, of benounced cat, that you can't see the dog coming whatsoever. It meant they're showing me that when they sat in the Middle East around World War II, that they saw these individuals, they say POW, they were so angry that they gave them a gift so unprofound to be protected and loved, that they were angelic, but they were human. It wasn't the best judgment at that time in World War II, but the Knight of Swords came in and cut away so hard with no haste that you had to say balance was due, energy balance. That's all those governments are trying to do right now is energy balance. Something came through spelt THRU to rue it, RUE, which was blush, to do, DUE. It's something of a nasty haze that we'll talk about another time. But let's go back to Adam and Eve. Let's go back to Jezebel and David and Goliath. What about them in the Middle East? It really was a desert containment. So basically, they would go to hot places and get it out. They had to boil it out, they're showing me. Noah's Ark is on a pleth, a plank, on a high place of getting it out of two animals. It would come by two. And I'm seeing like a step down unit. He's showing me Noah. This is all over the place. Dear Lord Jesus, that the Five of Pentacles goes, you just got to throw it on the table. It was like 16 stories in one, all of the same instance of a flip of a coin. And I'm seeing some male actually divinating with coins and flipping it heads or tails, but almost like a Pirates of the Caribbean gold coin. The Seven of Swords goes, go ahead and make that move. There is a steal. That's all you need to know. This is definitely a series. I see quite a few videos, but all you need to know is that it's harsh reality. We are in biblical times, which means when you open up the book, you have to say, this is XYZ due to this behavior. And this is how you open up your Bible and you look for your answer because it came to the table. And that's all you need to know. So we will talk about later as things develop during the week why Syria actually has to come to the table and open up a book and say, what does this entail whatsoever? With that being said, any questions or concerns or comments, feel free to leave some, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great week.